Hello, and thank you for tuning in to my blog, my video blog real quick in reference to domestic violence. Before I actually get into the actual topic, what I want you to do is I want you to take a quick look at the clip from Stephen A. Smith and hear his statement in reference to how he feels about domestic violence before they suspended him and made him apologize.
About you. And here's what I mean by that. We keep talking about the guys. We know you have no business putting your hands on a woman. You have no business putting your hands on a woman. You have no business putting your hands on a woman. I don't know how many times I got to reiterate that. I've tried to employ the female members of my family, some of who you all met and talked to and what have you, is that, again, and this is what I've done this all my life, let's make sure we don't do anything to provoke wrong actions. Because if I come or somebody else come, whether it's law enforcement officials, your brother, or the fellas that you know, if we come after somebody has put their hands on you, it doesn't negate the fact that they already put their hands on you. So let's try to make sure that we can do our part in making sure that that doesn't happen. Now, you got some dudes that are just horrible, and they're going to do it anyway. And there's never an excuse to put your hands on a woman. And there's never an excuse to put your hands on a woman. And there's never an excuse to put your hands on a woman. To put your hands on a woman.
Now, I want you to notice that Stephen A. Smith said that he is against domestic violence and a man putting his hands on a woman, but because after all that he said that he disagrees and he think a man shouldn't put his hands on a woman, he used the word provoke, saying women shouldn't provoke men. And just because he used that one sentence saying that women shouldn't provoke men, that's what caused the outrage, and they felt as though they had to suspend Stephen A. Smith and make that man apologize for a statement that he truly felt, and he had to do it to save face for his job. And the second clip is going to be a clip of Whoopi Goldberg on The Talk, actually with the females, trying to tell the females that it's not okay for a woman to hit a man. She wants society to stop justifying that a woman should be able to put her hands on a man and a man do nothing about it, as if a man can never be provoked.
He's going to be addressing some comments that he made on Friday regarding NFL player Ray Rice's 2-game suspension for allegedly knocking out his fiancée. Now, Smith basically said no man should ever hit a woman, but a woman should learn how to avoid provoking a man's anger. Now, some people are outraged, and let me just point out that the comment that he made is based on what the young lady said she did. Let me just make that clear to y'all. She said I hit him, and I believe that's what. Let me just finish my point, because I know I'm going to catch a lot of hell, and I don't care. But you have to teach women, do not live with this idea that men have the chivalry thing still with them. Right. Don't assume that that's still in place. Right. So don't be surprised if you hit a man and he hits you back. You don't hit it. Listen, I'm sorry. You hit somebody, they hit you back. Okay, don't be surprised.
When it comes to physical strength, they're not equal. When it comes to physical strength, they're not equal. You know what? Then teach.
Hit the man.
Teach
if
the
you're
son.
concerned. Listen, men have already been taught. Don't anybody hit anybody. Don't hit anybody. But if you make the choice as a woman who's 4'3" and you decide to hit a guy who's 6 foot tall, and you're the last thing he wants to deal with that day, and he hits you back, you cannot be surprised. And let's not hit anyone.
Now that we got that out the way, I'm gonna just get straight to the meats and potatoes, because I don't like my blogs to be long. Domestic violence, it needs to be revamped. Those times back in the day when men were physically abusing their women, and women had no power, no say-so during those days, those times are gone. Okay, women have just as much power as men do. Women are on a equal playing field with men, if not more. Because nowadays there are more women in the work field than men. Women are way more successful than what men are nowadays. And what I'm trying to say is, because I know that has nothing to do with domestic violence, but what I'm trying to tell you is that the total surroundings of the environment is not a woman being a victim. There are still women that are victims of domestic violence, but not to the extent of a situation like, let's just say, for example, Tina Turner. Those days are gone. Like, women today, they're fighting back. Women today are doing mixed martial arts. Women today are lifting weights. When I go to the gym, there's women in there that can probably, some women in there be bench pressing more than what I do. They be doing more pull-ups. Well, I ain't gonna lie about them, not more pull-ups, but they do just as good as I do in the gym. They are strong. They are powerful. They playing football now. There's so many things going on where women are fighting for equal rights. But my problem is that in that clip, for example, with Whoopi Goldberg and the other ladies on the panel, the women tried to use the scapegoat of, well, men are much stronger, and the other female, her herself, is a victim of domestic violence. But what they fail to realize is that Whoopi Goldberg is not saying that it's okay for a man to hit a guy. What upsets me and what bothers Whoopi Goldberg is the simple fact that y'all justify a female hitting a guy, saying that because she's little, the male is supposed to take the physical abuse. So instead of you saying that the woman should never hit the male under any circumstances, the same way the male should never hit the woman under any circumstances, you're putting out there and giving your viewers leeway to think that it's okay when they get upset or angry to put their hands on their male partner. And that's the problem. That's the double standard there. It wouldn't even be an argument if you women got on the rest of you women on the panel, or any other woman would stand there and go, okay, nobody should be hitting anybody. No man should be hitting a woman. No woman should be hitting a man under any circumstances. Nobody should deal with physical abuse. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you a story. I have a son. I let my son go to school back, well, he's in middle school now. But when he was in high school, he was in the 5th grade. I taught my son not to hit girls under any circumstances. But unfortunately, we are not living in times where girls are taught to be young ladies anymore. Some girls are just as aggressive as guys. Some girls just like to fight, just like some guys do. Okay, a female and my son had exchanged words in class. The female decided to get up out of her seat and attack my son. My son refused to fight back while this young girl beat on my son continuously and refused to fight back. When he came home and I looked at his face, he had scratch marks and bruises all over his face. He's very light, and he had bruises all over his face. And when he was looking at himself in the mirror, I asked him, I said, what happened? He said, a girl in the class attacked me. I said, well, what did you do? He said, I didn't do nothing. I wanted to defend myself, but I couldn't because I was scared that you taught me not to hit females, and I was scared that I would get in trouble if I put my hands on her. But yet he looked at himself in the mirror and saw his face bruised up and started crying. Then as a parent, teaching my son the right thing, not to put his hands on a female. Look how mentally scarred that made him in reference to that. He's a victim. Yeah, in that case, it's not domestic violence, but what's going to happen with my son if I didn't talk to him and tell him that, okay, you need to defend yourself, because what if he grows up and he be in a relationship with a woman, and it just so happens the type of woman that he picks is the one that is physically abusive to him. Okay? Then what do you do then? Because in domestic violence cases nowadays where guys actually play the victim, I'm just trying to let y'all see the bigger picture here, because it seems like to me that people still stuck on old ways. Okay, men have been put in a situation now where the system mostly sides with the woman when it comes to domestic violence, and we still old-fashioned with it. It's been times when a lot of times guys feel like, from me doing my research, guys don't even call the police when it comes to domestic violence, because they feel as though that they're going to be the ones end up getting locked up, or it don't even matter because when they report that their significant other put their hands on him, nothing gets done because they are male and they're bigger than their significant other. They supposed to keep taking that mental abuse. That's a double standard. That's not fair. It's not fair at all, because at the end of the day, women shouldn't be putting their hands on guys. They shouldn't be putting their hands on guys. I mean, because if we don't solve the problem now, because it seems like to me, this is how America works with every single situation. They know it's a problem with domestic violence. They know that there's guys out here who are being assaulted by females, and they have to take that high horse and walk the other way. They have to take the high horse and walk the other way. What's going to happen is that the numbers will continue to grow, since society is not putting a stamp on it saying that females should not put their hands on guys either. So the number in male domestic violence will continue to grow, because it has grown and it's going to keep growing. And what's going to happen is once the numbers get up to a point, and then, the people that's saying, oh, no, now they're going to be old, and out the picture, and there's going to be new people on TV, and then they're going to jump into the situation and go, oh, you know what, women shouldn't be putting their hands on men. But the people today that's leading society in the public eye should already be saying that. But somebody like Whoopi Goldberg, who would speak the truth, everybody else wants to have a problem with it. All right, that's one part of it. And let me get on to my next topic about domestic violence. Now, before I get out of here, I must touch on the Ray Rice situation, because this is the reason why this whole domestic violence thing has hit media attention. I saw that video, and as a man myself, I thought when I saw the video that Ray Rice should have been punished. I don't think that he should have been expelled from the NFL, for the simple fact that in the videotape, she actually was charging him. It doesn't give him the right to punch her and knock her out. And I think that the simple fact that when he punched her and then her head hit that side rail of the elevator, I think those two combinations is what knocked her out. But who knows? The fact of the matter is, he shouldn't have never gave that female a blow to the face like that. And I don't know if alcohol came into play. It doesn't matter. But I'm just saying that he shouldn't have struck her in that manner. And you can tell from them two that them two already been having a physical relationship the whole time. You can tell from that video that that's not the first time both of them have been putting hands on each other. Okay, so what should have happened? Yeah, I think that maybe for the most part, they should have made them pay a fine, and maybe suspended them for the whole season. Maybe suspend them for the whole season for the most part, and then have him and his spouse go through domestic violence classes. They end up still getting married to each other, and that you should have sent them through domestic violence, because the whole point behind you suspending him is what? Because of his abuse to his wife. But his wife is still with him, so why would you suspend them out of the NFL league in the first place if they still together? It's like stupid, because they're still together. So you're not stopping anything. All you're saying is that, okay, he can still abuse her. They're still married. They're still together. What she should have did was get some form of counseling, because, he actually has been a good role model for the most part. And both of them have a physical relationship that they shouldn't have. As far as domestic violence, they're not perfect, but both of them were fighting on each other. We should at least spend them for the whole year and actually had them go through counseling, and then have it in the trial that at least for a certain amount of time that they could be spokesmen for domestic violence for other people out here, and let it go, and I think it should have been handled that way than just, all of a sudden this guy is, somebody who's high up, respected in the community, and all these young little kids, male and female, looking up to him, and then see that clip, and then you just terminate him and just throw him away, instead of giving them that chance to giving both of them that chance to make it right, because both of them are victims of domestic violence in that case. It's just that in that case he won the fight. That's it. But she wasn't afraid of him. She wasn't put in fear of Ray Rice. she wasn't put in no type of fear because she was fighting them back. That's not something new to them. But anyway, I'm gonna end the blog here. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to my first video clip. I need please comment, tell me some things I need to work on. I know some of you probably gonna make some jokes talk about you should make no more blogs, but it's all good. I'll take the hate along. I still love you. So until next time, you can follow me on Facebook. I got a new fan page, Flesh927, Flesh like your body, FLESH 927. You can follow me there, and you can also follow me on Instagram. Now, I'm gonna tell you what my blogs. I blog about everything. Okay, I'm gonna blog about political stuff, and I'm probably gonna be blogging about some hood stuff too. Alright, I ain't no one-sided person. I love everybody. I love all cultures. Okay, so if I come across something that I want to blog on, respect my blog. Okay, respect my blog.